Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings to the hopeful elect teaching this word in sincerity and in truth.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Alright, yeah, you know, we're moving in the times, you know, in the spirit.
Yep, that's right.
You know, we're in the last days of the last days. You know? And brothers, you know, we be in positive spirits right now. You know why, man? Because basically Esau's kingdom is about to be destroyed, man. Alright? And we prophesying, and you know, the spirit's been on the apostles heavy to go into the Gentiles, man. Alright? Because you got a lot of blockhead, corn-fed niggas, right? Thinking that if you don't look like Shaft, then you ain't an Israelite, man. Alright? But we know according to the scriptures, in fact, get me Deuteronomy 28, real first, and that's the spirit. We even smoking that at the main camp. You know, deliberating on the side, on the post, you know. And we were speaking about the curses, man, you know, and then we just go and flow for that. Alright, in fact, read 15 first, Baba Kashan, just to get the whole in context, you know.
Deuteronomy,
Yep.
chapter 15, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass,
Yeah.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power,
Yeah.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Overtake. Alright, so these curses are going to come upon thee and overtake thee, man, contrary to the blessings. Now, in order to be blessed, what the apostles always go into it, man. To be blessed, it means for people to be bowing, bending the knee. Literally to bend the knee. That's the etymology of the word bless. But on the contrary, now people are looking down on us, man. Alright, rather than these nations bow down to us, they rather look down upon us, man. Alright, they call us niggas, they call us spics, they call us these derogatory terms. Alright, anything other than an Israelite, basically.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but can I make
You got
a
it.
point? So that's why when our forefather Jacob got the blessing, you know, it says let nations bow down.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's what he's saying.
Khan,
Blessed.
Khan, that's right.
And that's why it says in Isaiah, they should lick up the dust of their feet.
Yeah.
Bow down and lick up the dust of their feet. That's when it's completed.
Yeah.
When we get our power back.
Yeah, man, he ain't talking on the side of camp, as the apostles say. You bring out a boot, someone kissed the dust of your feet. Man, us are still under the curses.
Yeah.
They're still their slave.
Still their slave.
Khan. Yeah, you got it, huh?
Do you want me to skip down to 64
Yeah,
now?
go straight to 64.
64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right, so these people that are on this sign here, and even at the bottom, it says what? And their descendants scattered abroad, man, among the nations. In fact, hold John 7 and 35. Right? Because, hey, this is one of the curses that was going to be put upon our people. And when you go into verse 45 and 46, it speaks about this being a sign, right? To basically identify these curses that are sticking onto these people on the sign to identify who we are. Which we're the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. Right? Which the other nations, they want to keep from us. Alright? But the Spirit of the Lord has been put upon the men of the Lord, alright, and the exceeding great army is being raised. That's why you're seeing brothers waking up all over across the world, man. Alright, and the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, they've been teaching this for 30 years plus, man. Alright, and that's why you see us out here today. Alright, let me just say this. It's a spiritual army, okay? Alright, not a carnal army. We ain't promoting going to no gun ranges. We ain't promoting no acts of picking up Esau's blessing of the sword and mowing down some so-called white people, man. That's not what we do. All we do is we stick to the scriptures, okay? And we teach it, and we let the word pull down his stronghold, basically.
And it's the scriptures of the Bible.
Right, the scriptures of the Bible.
It's not the Quran.
That's right. You know? You got it up.
And there thou shalt serve other gods,
Serving other gods, yeah.
which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wouldn't stop.
Hey, and that's why you got certain of our people, man, even going over to Mecca, man, catching themselves walking around that Kaaba stone, right, saying that they're down with Islam and worshipping Allah and all of that, man. Alright, because that curse pertains to our people, man. And you know what, man? Our people, hey, Jake, you know when they get hold of anything, they excel at whatever they do. Right, even in wickedness. Because we're the salt of the earth, we're the best on the earth, we're the most intelligent, we're the strongest, we're the fastest, and you can't refute that. Alright? And that in itself shows you about the scattering, because hey, our people are scattered across all the nations, man. Alright? And we might look like different nations, but it's all about the seed, it's all about the lineage, man. You know? Go on, huh?
This is Numbers 23 and 9.
Let it flow. Let it flow.
For from the tops of the
Yep.
rocks I shall see him,
Yep.
and from the hills I behold him.
Yeah.
Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations.
Yeah, go into it.
So it's saying that Israelites in prophecy shall not be basically known among the nations, whether they're scattered.
Right.
That's why it says shall not be reckoned
Right.
among the nations.
Right.
And that took place because Deuteronomy said will be scattered amongst all nations serving their gods.
Can't.
So like if you have an Israelite in Rome, right, and is through the process of mixing, he so-called looks white and he's serving the other god, he ain't going to be reckoned among the nations as being an Israelite.
Right, which is why many of the Jews back then 2,000 years ago, they didn't really consider the other nations because they were learning not other nations, the other tribes as their own people, as Israelites basically, because they considered them as heathens basically. Why? Because they were in a heathen state of mind. Right? They were swallowed up among, in fact, Hosea 8 and 8.
Now, if
Yeah.
you go into to the actual word itself, reckon, man, it actually means to count or to be considered.
To be considered.
So among the other nations, you have the Israelites, well, because we've all been scattered, who are not going to be even considered as Israelites.
Can't.
Because we don't act like Israelites and we don't look like Israelites. That's why the circumcision didn't reckon those other Israelites
Right.
that was coming in during the time of Paul as Israelites.
Right, exactly. Alright, especially being mingled among the Greeks.
Oh, I got one.
Alright, when you want to go into the history of the Greeks, man, when you go into that history, man, in the time of Alexandra, and then Antiochus Epiphanes, man, you know, what you got to understand is there were certain wicked Israelite men, and we're going to get that too. What you got?
Ephesians 2 and 12.
Yeah?
But at that
Start from
time,
11.
Ephesians 2 and 11.
Yeah?
Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called circumcision, circumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. That at that time ye were without Hamashiach,
Yep.
being aliens.
Being aliens, man, strangers.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Alienated, right? Not even considered, not even reckoned among the southern kingdom, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, because there were certain of the other tribes, right, that they were seen as basically heathen, man, right? Because they were learning after the customs of the heathen, right? You imagine Paul teaching certain guys that the Jews look down upon because they might have had shaved heads, wearing togas, you know, and certain things of that nature, man. So what you got to understand is it's not, but the Lord don't see as the outward man seeth, man. All right, the Lord looks on the inward parts of man, and that's why we always teach that it's about the seed, man, and the lineage. Okay, go on up.
Being aliens from the commonwealth
Yep.
of Israel, and strangers from the continents of promise, covenants of promise.
Right, and strangers from the covenants of promise, man. All right,
Strangers
Stra-
of the covenant,
yeah,
which was for Israel.
exactly. Yeah, who was the covenant given unto, man? All the way down from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. All right, Jacob, aka Israel, man. All right, the 12 tribes. That was given unto us. It wasn't given unto any other nations. In fact, really quick, jump to Psalms 147. All right, because we need to establish who the Lord is actually dealing with. All right, and then we're going to go into that Lord willing, man. You know, I believe it's Psalms 147 and 19. You know?
Right, this is Psalms
I guess. Thanks for that.
147.
Where should I go? Where should I need to be more educated, man. Yeah.
You need to be what?
More educated.
Educated. To be honest, hey man, if you're an Israelite, in fact, the word educated means edukari, comes from the Latin edukari, which means to draw from within, right? So if you're an Israelite, man, hey, there's nothing that you can do to make yourself a Moabite or an Edomite. You are an Israelite. So all we're doing is we were educated, all right? Because basically we acknowledge through the Spirit that we go back to the nation of Israel, the man known as Jacob, all right? Because the Scripture says the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the living power, man, all right? So if you're an Israelite, it's already within you. Now this is where it's at, and this is where it's going to be brought out of you if the Lord wills, all right? And this is where you're going to understand, all right? If the Lord is dealing with you, you're going to hear what we have to say, and it's going to convict you in the spirit, and Lord willing, you come into the fold, man. And that's how it works. It's all a spiritual thing. Okay, so you mentioned about being educated. This is where you're gonna get that, man. You know, and from any of the other brothers that are of the same body that are teaching the same thing that we're teaching. You know? On YouTube. You know? Go on.
Where can I find you guys on YouTube? Do you have
You
like
can.
a YouTube?
Yeah. We got a main camp over just that down the road, GMS London Central,
Okay.
right? Where GMS was it London Yaikwa? London Yaikwa. Just you can just type that in on YouTube. Yeah.
If you want, you come decide out, but then you can put it in your phone so that you can find us on YouTube.
Okay, I'll do that, guys.
And not only that, we out here every Saturday as well, man.
Every Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, from up there, outside the gap.
Yeah.
From 2 o'clock onwards every Saturday, you'll find us down there, man. All right, bro.
Hebrew Israelites.
Great Millstone. Great Millstone. YouTube. Great Millstone.
Great Millstone.
Great Millstone.
Great Millstone. Okay, guys.
All right, bro. Cool, man. Shalom, man. Go on.
Right, Psalms 147 and
Hey,
verse
that's
19.
hey, if you come up correct, man, it's obviously, we're gonna do it correctly, man. He came up humble. He was more ready to hear, and he asked a sincere question: where can I find you guys? How can I be educated? All right, that's a Jake that wants to learn something. That's a beautiful thing, and this is what we out here for.
And really, if he's of the let, the Spirit's going to have him coming,
Exactly.
coming anyway.
It's down to the spirit. Go on, bro.
Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob,
Yeah.
his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments were given unto Israel, man. Okay, go on.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Right, so the Lord ain't dealt the Lord ain't dealt on this level with any other nation other than the nation of Israel. All right. In fact, who's the Lord coming to save? The Lord is coming. Hey, Luke 168. If you can get that real quick, fire that up, real quick fire.
It's, Luke chapter 1
And then chapter
68.
71.
Blessed be the Lord power of Israel.
Right, so the Lord has always been dealing with the nation of Israel, man. All right. The Lord said, "Blessed be the Lord God of Israel." So all of this God so loved the world bullshit nonsense, man. You guys are guy enough, man. The Lord is only dealing with the nation of Israel. That's who he's showing his word to, and he's the same and he changes not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob, aka Israel, are not consumed. And that's just what it is. Go on, huh?
For he hath visited and redeemed his people,
Right, the children of Israel, jump to verse 71 real quick.
that we should be saved from our enemies.
Right, so that's the other nations.
Psalms 83.
Right, exactly. And Psalms 83 reels them off, man. From top to the bottom, man, who our enemies are. Right, all the other nations, man. And we've been and that goes into that scattering, man. We've been passed from pillar to post through different captivities, for thousands of years, man. All right, under all these different nations, man.
That's right.
And that's what you got to understand. And Jake weren't just sitting in a lotus position, not popping in any of the other nations' women, man.
I can't do
Jake was getting it in, bro. Can you imagine a Jake fucking, you got teed up and you're just sitting there in captivity?
Like he's somewhere in the Philippines in a cave.
Yeah, a key example of that is now.
Yeah.
We're in Esau's captivity now, and we're popping his women.
Getting down.
Getting the fuck down, man.
Yeah,
Even during slavery, Jake was getting it in.
Can't.
Oh yeah,
Esau was so jealous he had to cut off man's
Yeah,
rods
yeah.
and all that, put them in pots.
Hey man,
Jealousy.
even in slavery, man, Esau actually passed the law saying if Edomite chicks deal with Jake, you have to serve slavery too. So you know what happened? A lot of Edomite bitches serve slavery too. They're like, fuck it, I'll be in slavery with my man.
Black Rod.
That Jake Rod.
We had Jack Johnson. They put out laws to stop him from traveling to state because he was popping all kinds of Edomite women, man. He was knocking them Edomite devils out in the boxing room, man.
Then
He was popping a whole bunch of fucking Edomite women, and they couldn't stop him, man. They had to put out all kinds of laws to, stop him from doing what he was doing, man. That's the devil for you, man.
So then after that took place, he said, fuck it, I can't do it in America, I'm gonna go to Europe and pop white women. So he was in France in a whip, popping all the French women, man. Yeah, 12 tribes in Israel.
Which one am I?
You know what?
Scottish.
Yeah, Scottish, yeah.
Probably Benjamin, man.
You know the word Scot means black,
Well,
right?
Did you realise that the
the
12
word
tribes
Scot.
is a zodiac?
No.
It's a zodiac.
It's not,
I'm Judah, I'm Leo. I'm
Well, you
Leo,
could be
which
because
is
you're
Judah.
Scottish.
I'm
You know about
Leo.
William Wallace?
Yeah.
Scottish, she was a so-called
That
black
was
woman.
William Wallace.
Yeah, you could have been. In the reincarnation. No, but in the reincarnation.
No, Jude, seriously.
Robert the Bruce, William Wallace, they were so-called
In the
black men.
Bible, right, the
We
Jews
ruled,
will be
we ruled Europe during the
It
Dark
says
Ages,
the line
man.
of Judah.
We ruled Europe
Leo
during
is
the
Judah.
Dark Ages.
I'm Judah. I'm Leo.
Yeah, you could be.
Yeah.
Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was, and even the other tribes were scattered in Europe
Zodiac,
at the
man.
time.
And the Celtic people,
Not the-
we had 12
the
tribes.
Celtics.
It's based on the Zodiac.
The word Celtic means wanderer, and we're the
Look
wanderers
at
of
the
the earth.
stars in space. God, Jehovah.
Of course.
He's got a name, remember.
Yeah, of course,
Allah's
the
got a
Hebrew name, the
Jehovah.
Hebrew name.
Cheers, guys.
The
God bless
Hebrew
you.
name.
Right, man.
No worries, man. You're one of us. Don't worry, man. You're one of us. That's what the brother was going into.
Sweet, man. Sweet.
This is what the brother was going into. The Israelites, the foreigners. This is living proof that King James. Listen, that was living proof that our people were scattered around the four winds. Because we ruled during the time of Europe. We ruled during the time of Europe, during the Byzantine Empire for 1,000 years, man. Someone get Revelations 20 real quick, man. Get Revelations 20 or 24 real quick. Or read from 1. Because we ruled Europe, that's a mystery that escapes the populist masses, because Esau's the devil and he hides that fact, man. He wants to hide that history through something called whitewashing, iconoclasm, and white supremacy, man. But all that's been done away with right now, because right now we're in a time of the renewing of the house of Jacob, man, the house of David. We're getting into that time and the real rebuilding. And that's the outcast. That's one of the outcasts right there. You know? Revelations 20.
From the top, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Revelation chapter 20.
I'm not going to speak to you. I'll pass it.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and great chain in his hand.
Sorry, read that again. Read that again. Read it.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven,
That angel was talking about Yahweh Shai.
having the key of the bottomless pit.
Yeah, the key of the bottomless pit was talking about Europe, man. Because we was ruling in Europe at that time. The bottomless pit is talking about interiors of Europe, man. And the so-called white man was in South Georgia, Russia, in the caves, you know, grunting and eating rocks like they're Smarties, man.
Having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Yeah, great chain, meaning that those people, the Lord put certain people into captivity, man. He bound them up for 1,000 years. Let's see who he's talking about.
And he laid hold on the dragon.
The dragon's talking about who? The so-called white man. Because he's known as a cunning, wicked serpent. And you know, the dragon represents someone that's cunning, man. It comes with devised fables, go on.
That old serpent.
The old serpent's going back to the garden, man. Because he was that old serpent in that spirit of a so-called black man, but really it was the spirit of Esau, man, that we have today on this planet. The rebellious nation, man, the seed of evildoers. And they're ruling on this earth right now. So they go back to the garden, that's why you got Eve, you know, lollygagging, running to and fro for this so-called white man, man. Anything he says, they're for it, man. Because Eve was back in the garden too. So-called black woman with the so-called black man and the serpent, man. He was a so-called black man at the same time. You know, he wasn't an actual snake.
The old serpent, which is the devil and Satan.
Yeah, the devil and Satan. Because why? The so-called white man's the great deceiver on the earth. And then you read the verse down, it's going to tell you that, man. And they call him Satan because he's the adversary, man. He's the son. He's a physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan on earth, man. You know, everything he does is on the left-hand side, man. There's nothing righteous about these devils. The Lord said there's none that doeth good, no, not one.
And bound him 1,000 years.
Bound him 1,000 years. So during the time of the Dark Ages, the Vikings, I just finished watching the series of the Vikings, season 5, whatever, Ragnar Lothbrok and all that. Those are all so-called black men, man. Ivan the Boneless and all that, you know, Bjorn, Lionheart, they were all so-called black men, man. They weren't Edomites, man. They weren't so-called leprous Edomite dogs walking on planet Earth today. You know, you don't know.
And cast him into the bottomless pit.
Yeah, the interiors of Europe, man. South Georgia, Russia. That's where these devils were staying. Mount Petra. And they built them damn tall-ass caves that look like skyscrapers today.
And shut him up and set a seal upon him. Yes. That he should not deceive the nations no more.
They told you there, he was the great deceiver, the so-called white man. Because he was deceiving the nations. And he come back now after his lot, and he's deceiving all the nations again. But this truth is coming out, man. It's coming out, it's flourishing, and it can't be stopped, man. It's like a buoy that can't be stopped right now.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Yep, the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
And after that, he must be lose a little season.
And that's what we're in, that short season right now. We're at the end of Esau's kingdom. Esau's the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of it that followed. And what's proof of that? Us standing out here on the highways and byways. Jake's come, you had one Jake come up already. No, so-called black man come up and inquire about this truth. That's what it says in Jeremiah the 5th chapter, man. You know, the if he's inclined into his ear, let him hear this word, you know, break bread with him, man. He got fed, you know, he got fed, man, and he wants to hear more. He wants more food. That's why we're supposed to eat this roll and go out and teach the house of Israel, man. And then you had that other Israelite foreigner, Scottish Jake, you know, and he didn't buck up. He was eating it. He was dealing with it. We didn't care that he looked like a so-called white man. This is not about skin color, like the brother said. It's about the spirit, man, the inward parts. You know, so this thing's coming to full fruition, man, and it can't be stopped, man. Sorry, go on.
This is Romans 10:1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they